Imagine losing your home because of a typo, or inheriting one just for being kind. These aren't TikTok rumors. These are 10 real legal cases where the underdog walked away with a house, and in some, the villain got exactly what they deserved. Let's count them down. 10. The squatter who outlasted everyone, Michigan. In Detroit, a man moved into a boarded-up home no one had touched in years. He paid no rent, he made repairs, he even paid property taxes. After 15 years, he filed an adverse possession claim. The judge sided with him, and just like that, the house, valued at approximately $80,000, was legally his. The original owner never showed. What's wild? The next person didn't even live there, yet still ended up with the deed. 9. The caregiver who took the estate, Florida. Doris Smith, a quiet caregiver in Florida, had no relation to the woman she cared for. But when the woman passed away, Doris was left the house in her will. The family sued, crying foul, but the court saw no evidence of manipulation. The judge called it simple. She earned it when no one else cared to. The home was valued at around $250,000. But now imagine getting a home without a will, without a family connection, and without even knowing it was coming. 8. The house sitter who got left behind, Texas. A woman agreed to house sit while the owners traveled overseas, but they never came back. After years passed, she claimed homestead protection and filed paperwork asserting ownership. The court ruled in her favor, citing abandonment. Her only investment? Feeding the cat and paying utility bills. The property was valued at approximately $300,000. If that sounds lucky, wait until you hear about a tenant who was illegally evicted and walked away with more than just justice. Before we get into number 7, where landlords' greed actually cost them their entire property. If you've ever thought, could I actually make money in real estate without huge capital? The answer is yes. The 7-figure flip method breaks down how thousands of beginners are finding and flipping properties with systems like these. Legal angles, underpriced homes, low-risk flips. Want to learn how it works? The link's in the description. 7. The tenant who fought back, Oregon. In Oregon, a renter was wrongfully evicted when the landlord failed to give proper notice. Instead of backing down, he sued and won. The court not only reversed the eviction, but awarded damages so significant, the landlord was forced to sell the property to pay them. He lost the house. The tenant didn't. The property was valued at around $200,000. And in our next case, harassment didn't just backfire, it made the tenant unstoppable. 6. The New Yorker who exposed landlord harassment. This tenant faced months of threats and intimidation from a landlord desperate to clear rent-controlled units. But she documented every call, every note, every violation. In court, she proved her case and walked away with a settlement so large, she used it to buy the very building she was nearly pushed out of. The building was valued at approximately $1 million. You'll never believe how a simple mistake from the city nearly cost an innocent woman her home in our next story. 5. The Chicago woman who fought a clerical error. Robin McElroy paid her property taxes on time, but a government glitch linked her payments to the wrong property, and her home was quietly sold at auction. She fought it in court and won. The sale was reversed, and the error exposed a massive flaw in the system. Her home was valued at around $180,000. But unlike Robin, some aren't so lucky. One woman had to fight to buy back her childhood home after losing it in a tax lien scam. 4. The senior who bought back her family home, out of Illinois. Velma Lewis, 77, lost her family home after missing a small tax bill. A private investor bought the lien and evicted her. Instead of giving up, Velma took out a mortgage and bought it back, paying triple the tax debt just to stay in the house her mother left her. Her story exposed the darker side of tax lien sales in America. The home was valued at approximately $150,000. Our next case flips the script, where the tenant didn't buy the home back. They legally took it from the landlord. 3. The tenant who turned the tables, New York. After being evicted without cause, a New York tenant sued the landlord for wrongful eviction. The court sided with her, awarding a payout so large she used it as a down payment on the same building. Justice wasn't just served, it was owned. The building was valued at around $500,000. You've heard of squatters' rights, but have you ever seen it actually work in someone's favor? That's next. 2. The renter who claimed the house, Oregon. This Oregon resident had rented a property that had quietly been abandoned. The owner disappeared and taxes piled up. The tenant paid them off and maintained the property. Years later, he filed for adverse possession, and the court ruled in his favor. The home was valued at approximately $220,000. And finally, the wildest case of all, a man who walked into a mansion and years later walked out with the deed. Number 1. The squatter who got a mansion, Detroit. In Detroit, an unclaimed mansion sat empty. One man saw an opportunity, he fixed it up, paid the taxes, and lived there for years. When no one returned, he filed a claim and won. The court handed him a six-figure property for pennies, all because he stuck around longer than anyone else. The mansion was valued at approximately $500,000. And here's what all these stories prove. Real estate rewards those who know how to navigate the system. These stories prove one thing. Knowledge is power in real estate. The law, the loopholes, the leverage, they're all tools you can use. If you want to keep learning how everyday people are winning in real estate, hit subscribe, turn on the bell so you don't miss the next one, and check out this next video where we break down 5 homes bought for under $1 legally and how they did it. You don't want to miss it.